There is Steve up the, another Steve up the mast fixing something on his boat. Then if I pan around, there's some French guys over there fixing boat. That's a guy there, an English taxi driver, ex-taxi driver called Ian, on his boat. He's heading south as well. Basically, this is the first time I've been anywhere at all and met anyone who was doing the same thing that I've actually spoken to, because it's like a place where people have just clumped together. I think many people might be sitting here waiting to go to Madeira or the Canaries, because currently in the Canaries it's chocker full with people waiting to cross the Atlantic, and everything is full. So the ark has not left yet or anything like that. So anyway, that's basically what's happening there. Some people are thinking of moving next week. It looks like potentially there is a weather window to be able to move next week to the Atlantic Islands. And everyone's mending shit to be able to make that window. I've had to spend 144 euros in the shop buying one-way valves for the to fix the bilge pump. There is one valve has been fitted, and there's two more for those other two pipes there are on order. They won't arrive for another couple of days, unfortunately, but that should fix the water ingress from the bilge pump effort. I've taken the Genoa to the sailmakers. A very nice guy actually, and I've spoken to one of the other cruisers, an Australian guy down the pontoon there, and he says he thinks he's a pretty reasonable bloke. Some people have said that he's advised that the UV strip is renewed. He thought the sail was much older than it was, and that he doesn't feel that they've used particularly good material on the sail for the UV strip, probably because I was in England and we don't get that much sun, frankly. He reckons that the UV strip, well, he said that the UV strip will last 4 years. He reckons it'll last a good 4 years in the Med or the Caribbean before needing replacing, by which time the sail will need replacing anyway. However, it's 430 euros. Oh, 430 euros. Oh, dear God. Right, but yeah, it's got to be done. It has to be done. I can't sail across the Atlantic with a Genoa that's just going to start ripping to bits. The other thing is, people are rather friendly. It's also a bit of a surprise to me. They really are rather friendly. The Australian gentleman, Stuart, has given me a book, so I've got a book. I've been over and visited Ian on his really nice Vancouver 32. Really nice van. I want one of them. Hi, well, I've managed to get out of the Marina finally. I've done 3 jobs today. That'll do. So I'm going to do a few more tomorrow and see how we get on. So I've come out into Cascaise to have a look. I'm going to take a walk up to the supermarket. I need to see if I can find some more meths or something for the cooker, because the stuff I bought in Spain isn't great. So I need something a bit more efficient. But check this place out. Look, I mean, it's I think it's like 24th or 25th of October now. But there's still people on the beach swimming. And then this is the anchorage. There's a few people out there. There's a bloody great big yacht there, and then that's a young girl. She was in the Marina. She's gone out to the anchorage to save some money. Really nice anchorage by the look of it. I don't think you can take the big dinghy to the beach, but there must be a dinghy. Oh, there's pontoons over there. So yeah, it looks like there's a dinghy pontoon where you can land for doing odds and sods. So it's not the end of the world really if you've got your dinghy pumped up. And she has, yeah, so you can backwards and forwards in the dinghy. It's very much like the Mediterranean, this. It's absolutely stunning. The local people did say that This actually isn't normal. It's normally clouded over a bit, and they're getting like sort of on and off rain by this time of the year. So this is just basically an extended summer period. It's cooled down a little bit, so it's actually probably quite a nice period for them. I think the summer here gets extremely hot. So, and the water currently is, I'm reliably informed, 15 degrees, which seems quite reasonable to me. And the beach actually looks really quite nice. I'm going to walk through the little old town in a little bit, and that's really pleasant as well. Take some shots of that. I think there's another beach over there, actually. Yeah, there is. Okay, so that's me just leaving Cascaise, and heading off to Madeira. Well, Santo Porto. The weather is not ideal, but then it never is. And I've currently got the wind coming directly from Madeira, but that should change within the next 24 hours. So my plan is to head, I want to now see what angle I can make to south and to west, which is the best for me. But I think ideally I'd like to head west for 24 hours, and then as the wind comes around to the west, drop down to Madeira. So that's the plan. It's been a really great place and a great stay in Cascaise, and I'd like to come here again, but I say that about everywhere as well. And I actually would really quite recommend the place. I like it a lot. Hi, right, so we're entering into our first night on the trip from Cascaise to Madeira. Nominally Madeira is what I'm saying at the moment. I'm just going to do a quick shot of the sunset before it disappears, actually. Normally, and the reason I'm saying that is, oh, I've just gone off soundings as well. Right, the reason I'm saying that is because the the forecast was for a southwesterly, which is from Madeira, but my plan was to head west out into the Atlantic, and then the wind was going to come around to the west and then the northwest, and eventually from the northeast by Friday. But as soon as it moved to the west, I could point at Madeira or thereabouts. There seems to be some sort of warship or something. Doesn't look like a fishing ship or something. It looks like a naval vessel up there, heading my way. So a little bit of an update on the first day of the trip to Madeira then today. It is currently about 5:20 in the morning. So we've cleared the shipping channels comfortably, and the wind has moved slightly around, more around to the west. So it was coming from the southwest, south and south-southwest. It's moved a little bit more to the west, and we are we're not making south quite, we're just under, so we're heading slightly southeast. And it's raining now, so but this was a predicted bank of rain, and it's kind of after this passes that we should get the wind shifting around to the northwest a little bit. Okay, bit of an update. We're just tootling along really at about 2.5 knots, which is fine, because we're back to heading west. I went south for a little while, and then the wind shifted back round to the southwest. So that you know, I'm back to Portugal if I keep going south in that. So that's no good. So I went back to heading west. And I've had breakfast, had a wash, had a good look at the grid files. I'm going to start now my sleep routine, which is sort of half an hour, and then wake up, check everything, and round the clock then, because last night we were basically crossing the shipping lanes until about 1:30 in the morning. So I had a couple of naps after that. And then I was messing around with the sails because the wind kept shifting. So yeah, that's about it then. So now I'm going to start the sleep routine for the voyage. I've got the shipping lanes behind me. It's a beautiful day at the moment. Right, just setting us up for our nighttime routine now. I've got the moon is out, and I've just put a reef in the main. I'm going to go for one reef in the main. I think I've done it just in time, because we have this thing heading towards us. Right, okay, bit of an update, because effectively the rain clouds that are heading my way. When I was heading south, it started raining now. I've got all the kit on and everything. So I was heading south. I've tacked now to head west, or any direction other than that fucking great lump of cloud down there, because it is belting out lightning like I've never seen. Huge strips of lightning. So I'm just trying to, it's not that big, that cloud. So I'm just trying to see if I can get to the west of it and allow it to pass behind me. So much for 14 knots of wind. Here we go again. I don't think they can be more accurate than within 20 knots either side of what that's predicted. It's fucking ridiculous. We've just had a gust of 30 knots. I put a second reef in just before we got the gust, which was lucky, but I still had to spill wind out of the mainsail because she was leaning over quite badly. So yeah. Oh, so much for that idea.